crafty friends, welcome back to Cardz TV. This is Mary, and today we're going to do your favorite fun fold card and a couple more cards besides. Now, I was going back looking at some of the fun folds I've done, and this one was the most popular, the one that all of you like the best. So we start off with a piece of red cardstock. This is 4 1/4 by 11 inches. And we're going to score it. Let me look at my cheat sheet. We're going to score this at 1 inch. At 2 1/4 inches. Our next score line is at 4 1/4. And our last score line is at 5 1/2. We're going to put this one aside because we've got another piece here. This is going to be for the part that folds on our fun fold card. Oh, and this is called a pop-up step card, the one that y'all like the best. This is 3 inches by 5 1/4. We're going to score it at 1/2 inch and at 1 3/4 inches. And if you don't have a scoreboard, you can do this in your trimmer, or you can use a ruler, and that'll work just fine. Okay, we're going to start folding our score lines. Our first fold is going to be at our 1 inch. Let's get this burnished. This is kind of thick cardstock. Then our next fold is going to be at the 2 1/4. Then we're going to fold at the 4 1/4. And our last fold is going to be at our 5 1/2 inch fold line. I want to make sure I'm getting my sides even. Okay, now we're going to come back down here to our 1 inch fold. We're going to fold it in and put some glue right here. And then at the 4 1/4 inch, we'll fold that up. Once again, making sure we get our sides even. And when we glue that and open it up, it will make the base for our pop-up step card. Can y'all see that? So I'll go ahead and put some glue on here, and we'll get this base made. I'm going to go over these one more time. This paper is so thick. It's not wanting to cooperate. I'm going to have to give it some rough treatment. So I'll go ahead and get this burnished again. And then we'll get our glue and get this base made. Okay. Let's try it again. It does feel a little better now. Not quite so stiff. So we'll get our glue down. We're going to keep holding that down. We're going to come to our 4 1/4 inch fold line. Just fold that up. And once again, you want to make sure you keep your sides even, or your base is going to be a little lopsided. We don't want that, right? Okay, let's see what we've got. There we go. There is the base for our cute little pop-up step card. Next, we're going to put some pattern paper on here. This piece is 4 inches by 3 1/4. It's going to go right here on the top. Isn't that beautiful? I love that paper. This little piece is going to go right here on top of the step. This is 1 inch by 4 inches. And then to go here on the front, this is 1 3/4 by 4. That's going to go right there, just like that. That is going to be so beautiful. So I'm going to get my glue and go ahead and get my pieces attached to my card base. You can use this for any occasion. Use any paper you want on here. And you will have a really nice pop-up step card. Like I said, it can be for a birthday, get well, a new baby, a thank you card. We're going to be needing some thank you cards after Christmas, aren't we? Okay, that looks pretty straight. I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of these attached, and then we'll come back and we'll work on the next piece that goes on our pop-up step card. Now here is our piece that we scored at 1/2 inch, and this score line is 1 3/4 inches. We're going to fold both of those, and once again, this is really stiff paper, so I've got to give it a really good burnish. And then we're going to fold this one, making sure I've got my sides even. This card really is easy to put together, y'all. I just made it seem hard. Okay, we're going to take our glue and put it right here on this 1/2 inch line. Then we're going to fold it at the 1 3/4 line so that our glue is right here. So let me go ahead and do that, and I'll show you. We're going to put our glue right here. Then we've got our 1 3/4 line right here. Going to fold it down. And we're going to come over here to our base. And we want to put this edge at the, let's fold this down, at the top of the pattern paper. Not the top of the card, but the top of the pattern paper. Just like that. And make sure it's even on the sides. Mine needs to go over just a little bit. That looks just about right. We're going to press that down. Make sure we get our glue down. Now, while our card is open, we're going to open it up right here and put some glue right up here. And we're going to just bring all of this down. We're going to fold it at that 1/2 inch line and bring it all down to this bottom piece. Try to keep it straight. And push that down. And there we have our pop-up step card. That is so easy. I know I made it look hard, but it's very easy. Now, I've got a cut-apart that I found. Isn't that gorgeous? And I really wanted to use it with this poinsettia paper, and it's got our sentiment on it. But it's a little bit too long. It's okay everywhere except the length. So I'm going to grab my trimmer and get that trimmed off, and then that's going to go right there. So I'll go trim this and be right back with you. Okay, I've got my cut apart trimmed. It is now 2 3/4 by 3 1/4. And we're going to glue that right here Oh my goodness. Look how pretty that is, y'all. Let's go ahead and glue that down. This just makes a stunning card. And you can put some Dazzles on here or just some clear dewdrops or something. It would be so beautiful. Just to give it a little bit of sparkle. Gonna scoot that up just a little bit. That looks just about right. Look at that gorgeous card, y'all. And here it is from the side. Now, we've got our sentiment on the front already. But on the back, just cut a piece of white cardstock. And, of course, this is 4 1/4 inches wide by 5 1/2. So you want to, cut this down probably 4 by 5 1/4, and then you'll have plenty of room to stamp an additional sentiment or write something and, of course, sign your name. But didn't that turn out beautiful? Y'all have to make this card if you haven't seen this already. Like I said, this was y'all's very favorite fun fold. This is the one that you gave the most views and the most likes. So here it is again, guys, for those of you who haven't seen it. Now let's move on to our second card. For card number 2, we're going to make a landscape style card, and we're going to use Cardz TV Sketch number 12. You'll find all the sketches over at my blog, cardstv.blogspot.com. They're all free to download, or you can copy and paste them and just save them wherever you keep your photographs or your other graphics. So we look over here at the sketch and we see that our card base is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Now normally we would have a 4 by 5 1/4 mat to go down next, but I wanted this to show behind this little scalloped mat just a little bit of red around the edge. So I cut this at 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And then for this, I used my favorite die, which is this scalloped rectangle. And I have a link for you in the description box below this video, as well as the other dies and things I'll be using today. So this is also 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. But where the little scallops are, let me get that back on there right. You can see that little bit of red around there, which is what I wanted. I think that looks so cute, and I love this paper with all the snowflakes coming down. Now, we look over here. We see we have these 3 diamond shapes. It's just a square turned on its point. And I've got the measurements up here for the squares if you want to do it this way. But like I always tell you, you can change up the sketch. If you don't want diamonds, you can put ovals, rectangles, whatever you want that will fit there. But I went even further, and I decided instead of this center diamond, I wanted this little snowman. Isn't he adorable? I love him. And I wanted these 2 little Christmas trees instead of these 2 on the side. So you can see how I've changed that up. Now this little snowman came from a new set I got. It's from Amazon. And it's got the little stamps and the dies with it. But it's got all kinds of little forest animals, and they're all making snowmen. They're all rolling big snowballs. We have rabbits, a fox, a bear. There's another little fox. Here's a bunny bent over with a squirrel on his back. We've got a little bird. And here's an adorable little hedgehog up here. And under the label, there's a goose. And she's got a little stocking cap on and a scarf around her neck. And we've got all the dies that go with it. So I chose this snowman that was already put together, except he didn't have his hat and he didn't have his twig arms. So that's what this little guy is. Now these are silicone. They don't have a brand. It's just from Amazon. But they stamp wonderfully. I'm very happy with them. I will leave you a link. Now, I don't know that you can get these before Christmas because Amazon, I guess, is just doing all they can to get Christmas gifts out, and other things are getting shipped later. But I will give you a link. But isn't that cute, guys? Now, they needed some snow. So I cut this snowdrift, and I used this stitched die. These are, I got a set of these. It's for making clouds and water and snowbanks and things like that. So I just cut that out, and I trimmed it off so it would go all the way across. Now I'm going to put it there, and I'm going to bring my snowman forward. And I think I'm going to put the branches of the little trees in front and leave the trunks behind. Kind of like that. Gives it a little more dimension. Now I've got my snowman on some foam tape. So he'll be popped up, but I'm going to put my trees down flat. Isn't that cute? I love it. Now we've also got another banner down here, or a border. It is 1/2 inch by 5 1/4. And it looks like a blizzard. It's red and white. But I just wanted to put that down here. I've got to trim that too. It's a little bit too long. And then after we get all this down, then we'll put our sentiment down. So I'm going to go ahead and start gluing and getting all this put down. But you can see how easy it is to take a sketch and just change it up. Just think outside the box, guys, and you will be surprised at what you can come up with. So I'll go ahead and get started gluing, and we'll come back and finish up this cute little card. I love that snowman. Now, I did color him with different markers. I didn't use any Spectrum Noir on him. I've got to order some more because my markers are going dry. I've used them so much. I used an Arteza marker. I used Stampin' Up, and I think I might have used some Copics. I have several different kinds. But I just think he is adorable. I love that little hat, too. Okay, I'm going to keep gluing everything down, and we'll come back in just a sec. Doesn't that look cute, guys? Now I've got my little snowman on foam tape. Got a little bit too much glue right there. And I've got the backing off, and we're going to go ahead and put him right here. He's so adorable. Oh my goodness. I love him. So, so cute. Now for our sentiment, this came from that little stamp set that the snowman came from. And it's got sending you a flurry of winter wishes. And I'm going to put that right there. Now, I cut the white part at 3/4 inch by 1 3/8. And then the red is 7/8 inch by 1 3/8. So let's go ahead and get that down. I'm just going to put this down flat. And that's going to finish our sweet little card number 2. I love snowmen. They are so cute. And you could use this for a winter card or a Christmas card. So there we go, guys. That finishes card number 2. Let's do card number 3. For card number 3, we're going to use Cardz TV Sketch number 70. This is a fairly new one. We've got our white card base, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. We've got a red mat, which is 4 by 5 1/4. And then we've got another white mat, which is 3 3/4 by 5. We're going to get all these glued down to our card base. And then we look over here and we see we have 9 1-inch squares. And I took my 1-inch square punch and I cut 6 in this green and red plaid and 6 in this paper with a white background, and then it's got greenery and some red poinsettias on it. It's really pretty. So what I'm going to do is take my glue. Let's see. I think I'm going to do it different this time. Let's see. Let's put this first row like this. And our second row, I think we're going to put 2 of the plaid. And then 1 of the poinsettia. Now we look right here and we have a sentiment border piece. I'll bring that in. And this is 1 inch by 3 3/8. And I backed it with a piece of red. And it is 1 1/8 by 3 1/2. That's going to go right in there. So I want to make sure I line my blocks up with that edge. And I've already stamped it with Memento Tuxedo Black ink, and we've got Merry and Bright. And for this next row, I think we're going to start with the poinsettias and then do the 2 plaid. And I may change it up by the time I get done. But I'm going to grab my glue and get all this glued down, and we'll come back and see what's going to go right there on this cute little card. I love this sketch. It's one of my favorites because it uses a lot of scraps. You can get rid of a lot of scraps with your scrap paper and a 1-inch punch and make lots of quilt cards. And that's what this reminds me of. So I'm going to start gluing these down. Let's get our background pieces on first. And then we'll come back and finish this up with our focal point. Okay, I've got everything lined up and glued down. I kind of did it a little bit different this time just to change it up instead of having, you know, have them evenly dispersed. Now for our cute little focal point, this little Rudolph came from one of my cute Christmas stamp sets. I can't remember the name of it, but I've left a link in the description box. It seems like it was called Gingerbread Stamps. I think it was. I'm not sure. But I've got him on foam tape, and we're going to put him on. He's so cute, and he's just going to be really cute on this sweet little card. I love how it turned out. Love all the red and green. And we're just going to put him right there. And look how cute he is. I love that. I think I may put a few little dazzles around Merry and Bright just to give it a little bit of sparkle. I think we'll use some gold. I did put some dazzles on the first card as well, and I also used gold. So let's put some on here. Let me find my little pokey tool. And I think we're just going to use some of these small ones. There we go. They're jumping around again, y'all. Did you see that? They're just like little jumping beans. And it's only these little tiny ones that do that. That's not where I wanted that. Let's scoot it over just a tad. All right, little jumping bean, cut that out. He is not going to cooperate, is he? That looks like it's the dot over the I, doesn't it? And we'll put... Whoop! Oh, my heavens. These things are crazy. Put one right there. And we need one more. I think we'll just put it... You know me, I have to move things around. Let's put it right there. Okay, that finishes card number 3. And I think it turned out extra cute. Here are the 3 cards we made today. I think they are all stunning and so cute. Really cute. I love the snowman and the little Rudolph, and this card is just gorgeous. And I forgot to show you, it folds flat to fit into an A2 size envelope. And then when it gets to where it's going, it will pop right back out. And look how nicely it stands up for a nice presentation on somebody's mantle or desk. Love that card. And this was y'all's favorite. And I can see why. It's quick and easy and turns out great. I hope y'all have enjoyed this today, and I hope you had a great Thanksgiving with your family and friends. Thank you so very much for coming by and spending part of your holiday weekend watching Cardz TV. That means so much to me. Y'all are so kind. And remember, I love you all, and God loves you all. God bless you all, and I will see you again soon with another card. Bye now.